Hi everybody, today we're going to talk a little bit about bunnies again, and today's focus is going to be on bunnies' diet. So we're going to talk about what you need to feed your bunnies to keep them nice and healthy. One of the major parts of any animal's diet is water, and it's one that most people don't really think about when they say, well, what's the diet like? But water is crucial, of course. Water for a bunny will help to keep things moving in its digestive system. It will help to flush out impurities, flush out waste. It will also help to flush out extra calcium, because there is a fine line between giving your bunny enough calcium to help keep the bones strong, help prevent dental disease, and then there's too much calcium, which can cause stones to form in your bunny, okay? Just like people can get kidney stones, well, bunnies can have that problem too. And normally what we say for bunnies is we want them to have a bowl and a water bottle. And there's a couple reasons for that. One is some bunnies have a preference strongly one over the other. Next part of their diet, 80% of their diet should be hay. And when we talk about feeding your rabbit hay, it should be unlimited. And just to give you an idea for reference on how much hay, the pile of hay that you put in for your bunny should be at least the size of the bunny's body. So we look at this bunny, we need a pile of hay in there every single day that's at least as much as this body on the bunny. Now we can provide that in a couple ways. One really cute way to do it is a little hay wagon, and we put the hay in the wagon and it keeps it off the floor so it's not as likely to get soiled, and the bunny can just pull the hay right through these. It can also chew on this because bunnies chew. So yes, eventually you'll need to replace the little hay wagon, but that's okay because that hay wagon and the bunny chewing on it is also helping to give him enrichment, and it's also helping to keep his teeth filed down the way he needs them to be. Our main diet of hay, our main type of hay that we use is the Timothy hay. So this one's pretty much your go-to hay. All right, this is going to be the bulk of the pile that you're making is going to be your Timothy hay, and that goes for any bunnies that you have. So you're going to want to start with a base of Timothy hay. But Oxbow, which is one of the brands that we frequently use in the small animal room, they recommend doing rotation hay. So that means you have your Timothy as your base, and then you have a lot of choices. You have alfalfa hay. Now, alfalfa hay is going to have more calcium. It's recommended for younger bunnies, younger than 6 months, nursing bunnies, and also older bunnies who might not have such good bones or mobility anymore. We give some alfalfa hay because it has the extra calcium in it, but it shouldn't be the base, all right? So the alfalfa hay should be a little bit, and again, recommend it more for the younger bunnies. And then we have our other choices. We have orchard grass, we have oat grass, and we have this cool hay, which is Botanical Hay. This hay has lemon balm, lavender, chamomile, and clover mixed in with it. So we've got Timothy hay and all that other good stuff, chamomile, lavender, and lemon balm and clover mixed in. And when you open it up, it smells like tea. You'll want to steep this and drink it in a cup. I'm just kidding, but it'll smell like something you'd put in your teacup. So rotation is important. So hay, 80% of the diet. These hay cubes are not a substitute for loose hay. The bunnies need the loose hay because the hay is fiber for them, and it also gives them something to chew on to keep their teeth ground down. This is a wonderful little treat, but you're not going to get a bunny to eat enough of these hay cubes to make up for that big pile of loose hay. So these are a nice treat, but they're not a substitute for all of your loose hay. You want to make sure that you get the loose hay. Fiber. Fiber is important. It keeps everything going through the bunny system. If they do not have enough hay in their diet, their digestive system can become static. It basically stops and they bloat up with gas, and that can be a very serious emergency for a bunny. So you want to make sure they have unlimited hay all the time, and that's 80% of their diet. 5% of the diet is pellets. When the babies are just being weaned and we're selling them from that fish place in the mammal room, we'll normally recommend a young rabbit food. Okay, it has more of the things in that a baby rabbit is going to need when they are growing very quickly. It has the extra calcium in. It's good for the younger rabbits. They also have a sensitive stomach. If you think about how you go about feeding a human infant, you don't always just add peas, carrots, apricots, blueberries, applesauce. You do one at a time. Remember that with your animals as well. When they're young, their digestive system is not made to digest all of the different things. You have to introduce those things gradually. It's not to say that they're not healthy. It just means that your animal, being a young animal, is not ready to handle all that. So their diet when they're young tends to be very bland. So we go with the young rabbit pellets. Once they're over 6 to 9 months, we move up with the adult. So we have the adult pellets. And again, we use a lot of Oxbow products in our small animal room. So it is what the animals are used to eating. When they go home, we typically recommend that you're feeding Oxbow because it is what they're used to eating. And again, you want to stick to something that's bland, something that they're used to digesting so that they do not get a stomach upset. So a rabbit gets 5% pellets, about a half a cup. Most people are very surprised to hear that because most people take the food bowl and they just fill it up. That's a lot of pellets for one rabbit. So you want to stick to the measurements, and you'll find that on the bag. It will actually tell you how much to feed according to the weight of your bunny. Now we have other options in the adult line. We have the organic, the Garden Select, which has some organic ingredients in it because some animals get sensitive to certain ingredients, so we need to have choices. So that's something that's available as well. We also have food from the wild. This is a foraging diet. This is a KT product, and it's made to imitate what the bunnies would do in the wild, which is forage for their food. So it has a lot of different things in. Some of the things that are in this: rose petals, marigold, carrot, spinach, and Timothy hay. So it has a base of Timothy hay, but again, it rose petals in it, marigold, carrots. It has a mixture in there too. So you got a lot of different things that the bunny gets to eat, and that is food from the wild, and that's Nature's Foraging Blend. And that's a KT product, and we recommend that as well. But 5% of the diet should be pellets. All right, so what do we got for the 10%? The 10%, believe it or not, is fresh produce. Now, when your bunny is under 3 months old, don't do fresh produce. Once the bunny gets to be 3 months old, then you start gradually adding things in. Parsley, the tops of carrots, so the greens on the top of carrots, romaine lettuce, green peppers. Those are your base. And then one slice of apple, one baby carrot. That was what you would mix in with that, and that can be 10% of the diet. So again, it's introduced after the bunny is 3 months old and very slowly. If you were introducing different foods to a baby, a human baby, you would not introduce them all at once. So you want to do that with your rabbit as well. Okay, the other 5% of the diet is treats. Treats can be wonderful, wonderful for bonding with your rabbit. Wonderful for grooming time. Rabbits need to be groomed to look for bumps and scrapes and to get away from having matted fur. So they need to be groomed. And when you groom them, it might be a great time to offer them a treat. It's a way to bond. Treats can also be enrichment. We hear a lot about enrichment for zoo animals. Well, enrichment is important for our pets as well. We have some papaya. Bunnies love that. And papaya, by the way, has a lot of enzymes in that are great for digestion. So papaya is one of the things that we do recommend for bunnies and also the guinea pigs. We have Simple Rewards, which these are carrot and dill. Oxbow makes a lot of different treats for bunnies and guinea pigs, and this is just one of the different flavors. And you want to pay attention to the directions. We only recommend 2 treats a day. So you're not going to pour this into a bowl and let your bunny have free range at the treats. You're going to want to limit the treats. Again, they're 5% of the diet. We talked about the hay cubes. That's another good option for treats. It's just hay, but because of its nice hard texture, A lot of bunnies like to chew on those, so they find enrichment with that. They can also grab hold and toss them around. We have toys, and we can stuff treats in toys. So again, a nice form of enrichment. So to sum this all up, how do I know that my diet is working for my bunny? Well, you look at your bunny. And one of the things that you have to look at is the bunny stool. Bunnies poop 200 to 300 times a day. That's a lot of poop. And you want their stools to be round, and you don't want them to be dry and hard and small. Dry, hard, and small means either they're not getting enough water in their diet, or maybe you have the water there and they don't prefer to drink it, or they are, because that means that they're dehydrated, or they just don't have enough fiber going through. So things are not going through quick enough, so they're in that digestive system and they're drying up and they're getting smaller and they're getting hard, and then that's what you're seeing coming from your bunny. So you want to look, believe it or not, at the poop. And the poop should be round, and it should be soft. It should not be dry and hard. You want to see your bunny's eyes. The eyes give it away. Their eyes should be shiny and alert. They shouldn't be dull and dry looking. Is the bunny moving around? Is he interested in his environment? So when he's at home, is he just sitting in the corner, or is he moving around like he normally does? That tells you if the diet is good for the bunny should be moving around and very alert. You also want to check the bunny's weight. Bunnies continue to gain weight until they're adult size. For a little Netherland dwarf, that could be as early as 4 months. For an average bunny like the lop here, that would be maybe 8 to 12 months. And for a giant breed like a Flemish giant, they could still be growing and putting on weight at 18 months old. So you want to know what breed rabbit you have, and we did do a little segment on that. And then you want to be weighing them. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining us today, and continue to watch for more of our segments on bunny care. Thank you.